Before I proceed showing to you on how to do the common method variance or common method bias using the Harman single factor test in SPSS, you should have some idea on the theoretical framework that we have developed for the data that we have already collected. The title of the research is The Relationship Between Mobile Game Addiction and Social Interaction Anxiety. So mobile game addiction is the independent variable, whereas social interaction anxiety is the dependent variable. And mobile game addiction has got 7 dimensions, namely salience, tolerance, mood modification, relapse, withdrawals, conflicts, and also problems. Whereas social interaction anxiety, which is actually the dependent variable, it is a unidimensional variable. Now, the research questions for the study are as follow. Number 1, how addicted are Malaysian youth to playing mobile games? Number 2, do Malaysian youth suffer from social interaction anxiety? And number 3, is there a link between mobile gaming addiction and social interaction anxiety? Now, if you scrutinize and look into this list of research questions, you will realize that the first and second research questions can be answered through descriptive analysis, okay? Whereas the third one can be accomplished or can be answered using the inferential analysis. Okay, we can use regression. However, we will not be using regression. We will be using partial least square structural equation modeling for answering the third research questions. Now, the questionnaire for that theoretical framework is derived from the work of Giron, Lemons, and Patty. So this article provides the source for the instrument for measuring the mobile game addiction. So in this instrument, it has got 3 items for each dimensions. So there are 7 dimensions altogether. So 7 by 3, 21 items. So it is a perceptual measurement using Likert scale. So this is the sample of items used for measuring salience and tolerance. So the Likert scale used never up until very often. So the options are 0 for never, rarely for 1 for rarely, 2 for sometimes, 3 often, and 4 very often. Okay, and as for the social interaction anxiety, we have adapted the questionnaire based on the work of Matic and Clark, and the questionnaire or the scale has got 20 items. Okay, here is the sample of questions or items in the scale. It has got 20 altogether. So it also uses the Likert scale ranging from 0, not at all characteristics, or true to me, up until the highest end for extremely characteristic or true to me. Okay, so this is the diagrammatic view on the items that we use. Okay, 3 items per dimension, and then 20 items for the dependent variable social interaction anxiety. So when it comes to coding the data onto the SPSS format for analysis, so for those of you who are not familiar with SPSS, so this is in the variable view. So under label column, you will put all the items that you have on the questionnaire. So this is the name of the items. The name must be unique. It has to be 1 word. If you want to use 2 or 3 words, you have to combine using underscore. Okay, probably the screen is quite small for you to see clearly. If I enlarge, okay, you can see. I think this is better. Okay, these are all the labels, and then you can see all the names that I used to name the items in the questionnaire. Okay, perhaps this one is clearer. Okay, You can see these are the three items used for measuring salience. One of the dimension in game addiction. One of the dimension is salient. So three items are used. So these three items I have given the name as SLA1, SLA2, SAL3 respectively. Same goes to TOL1, TOL2, TOL3 to represent all the three items measuring tolerance. Okay. So when giving names to the item, make sure the name is not complicated. Try to use what you need to do is that you have to group all the items, okay, regardless whether it is independent variable, dependent variable, moderating variable, mediating variable, as long as they are perceptual measure, not objective measurement, perceptual measurement, the one that have this strongly agree, strongly disagree, okay, perceptual measurement, like the questionnaire that you use for collecting data about this game addiction, and also social interaction problem or anxiety. So these are perceptual measurement. Okay, so all these items you have to group and then constrain into one factor, constrain into one variable, constrain into one variable, and then we will assess the total variance explained. Total variance explained. Okay, now the total variance explained should not exceed 50%. In case the total variance explained above 50%, so it means that the questionnaire that we have developed is experiencing what we call common method bias or common method variance. So this one you have to caution the audience. Okay, you can still proceed with the analysis, no issue, no problem. But you have to caution the reader that the questionnaire is to some extent has some issue of biasness. So at the end of the research, when you discuss your limitation, this one you have to highlight that the questionnaire used in the study is experiencing of common method bias. This is being interpreted when the score of the variance explained surpass or above 50%. Okay, let's do it together. Now, all of you have already downloaded the... Okay, to test for the common method bias using the Harman single factor test, you can click Analyze on your menu bar on the top of the screen of the SPSS interface. Click on Analyze and then choose Dimension Reduction and then click on Factor. Okay, so when this dialog box appear, you can see all the variables, okay, all the items, okay. Now, you have to take all the items measuring both independent variables and dependent variables. Every items, okay, choose all of them together, and then you transfer them, put under this variables box, okay, like this. And then you can see these several options. You click on that extraction, and then under extract, you have got this radio button, choose fixed number of factors. You click on this one, click on this one, and then you write there 1. Okay, so this is actually constraining all the items into one factor, into one variable only. And then you click continue, and then you click OK. Okay, so the output already appear, but I have to switch to another screen. Okay, here is the output. Okay, this is the output. So you have to look at this table, total variance explained. Total variance explained. As I already told you, the value should not surpass 50%. So look at the rightmost column. The value here is 36.7. So which means it is less than 50%. So because of that, we can conclude that the data and also the questionnaire is not experiencing common method bias. There is no issue on common method bias. Okay, this is based on Harman single factor test.